Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up.
We have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need,
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences
on the Shamba Shape Up Safari.
Welcome to Shamba Shape Up.
This week we are in Baringo.
This is a dryland area and farming has adapted to lower rainfall.
But with climatic change, there are new challenges as well.
To get the best out of their land, farmers here have decided to work together as a group.
And we want to find out how they are doing this and what new technologies they've adopted.
So join us
on Shamba Shape Up.
Today we are visiting Pastoralists Reuben and Florence. They have 4 children.
They are teachers as well as farmers, although Reuben has recently turned to farming full-time.
Their farm covers 18 acres. Hello,
hello. Hey, welcome.
Shamba.
Hey.
They look so nice and healthy. Now, we are here to learn from one another about rangeland management.
Welcome.
And this area has some problems with climate change, so we have some ideas of our own to help you mitigate the situation. We'll ask you to give us some time to go pitch our tent and get to work.
Thank you.
Okay.
All
right?
Okay. We'll see you later. All right. Okay.
When I heard that Shamba Shape Up are coming to our farm, I was happy because I was yearning to see them one time.
I'm lucky to have them. It is very rare. The first time Shamba Shape Up to come to this area.
So, let's pitch the tent and get ready for work. In arid and semi-arid areas like this one in Baringo, pastoralists graze beef cattle over community lands. Most of the Kenya's red meat comes from areas like this. Over the years, pastoralists have changed the way they live and manage their lands, which has led to less pastures. And now, climate change is only making matters worse. That is why I've come to meet Ken Otieno, the Executive Director of Resource Conflict Institute, Reconcile, although I'm not quite sure where he is. Ken is here to tell us on how to manage rangelands and how this can help communities restore their shared pastures. Managing rangelands aims to bring these degraded lands back to full health. This cactus, for example, is an invasive species, and they are smothering the native plants. There's Ken. So now, what are rangelands?
Rangelands are these dry spaces. They support pastoralism as the main livelihood system.
Why are they important?
They're important, one, because in Kenya, 80% is basically dry areas, and they support a production system, which is livestock. And 2, they are also important for wildlife conservation and management. They demonstrate the total ecological coexistence, where you'll find livestock, you'll find people all together.
What are the benefits of rangeland management so far?
Very many. One, you'd see that they can rehabilitate degraded rangelands. Now communities have learned that they can remove all these invasive species. They can do reseeding, have more grass in places that they've identified. But also farmers have identified the importance of collective work, but also taking up as individual farmers so that they do it in their small private farms, but also look at the bigger well-being of rangelands, because rangelands consists of livestock, people, and environment.
Are the communities in harmony now?
Management together in a planned way allows cohesion and also peace and security, especially in places where there's a lot of competing interests.
Very interesting. Now Ken is going to take me to see some of the benefits of rangeland management. But first, Caro is meeting with a group of pastoralists to find out how to start the process of rangeland management together as a community.
That's right, Tony. I'm here with Reuben, Florence, and some of their fellow pastoralists. They will show us how to map community resources using these leaves and cut branches. Communities have to first map the land to best know what resources they have and where they are. To explain all this, Irene Alo Mukalo, also from Reconcile, is helping us. But wait, from what I can see, this just looks like a pile of old stones. Where's the map?
It looks like you're preparing for a riot. Irene, I can see stones, I can see thorns, I can see...
No.
What's happening?
We are having these materials because they'll be helping us to map our resources, to understand our area. We agree together to identify, for instance, if we have lakes, what exactly do we want to use to identify a lake with? If we have those blue strings, we know water is depicted in blue color.
Yes.
So can we use that to show our rivers? We have the ashes here. So this ash will be using to show the boundaries of the space within which this particular conservancy is found. Now, these rocks will represent the hills that we have around here and the caves.
Okay.
And then you see we have some leaves around here. So the leaves will signify either forest, vegetation, a swamp. So we'll be using this to show different resources that we have in the area.
Wow, this is very clever.
Yeah. And you're going to do the map right here so that we are able to have every person involved.
All right.
Yes.
So are we ready to start the work?
Yes. We shall draw the map of Erosion Community Conservancy. Our conservancy covers 5 locations. We shall try to identify all resources we have covering the entire conservancy.
Now, as the group begins to map out their communal lands, I wanted to ask Reuben and Florence why this project was needed.
The land was bare, facial erosion. And we did not know the resources that we have. We had the indigenous animals, cattle, goats, because pasture was not there.
You had soil erosion and you had problems with pasture.
Yes.
Florence, are there others?
Drought.
Scarcity of water.
All right.
Yeah.
So Irene, why is it important to map out our resources?
One, we get to understand what is it that we have as a community that would sustain our livelihoods. These resources are directly linked to the livelihoods of the people. Two, this mapping exercise only happens at the beginning of this particular process. We define, for instance, the grazing areas, okay? We get to identify where do we have the watering points, where do we have the salt licks, the different key resources that inform our livelihoods. And in doing that, then it further helps us to identify what are the challenges that are also affecting or impacting on these resources in a manner that they're either getting degraded or we are losing some of these resources. So it is important that we also get to understand that. And three, this mapping exercise also helps us to walk through planning, sharing of resources as we move along.
All right, good.
Very interesting. And look, I can see the river going in over there. Now I wonder, who decides which resources are important?
The community is also represented by different groups. We have the youth, we have the elderly, we have the women, we have the children, and all these people have a role and an interest that they also represent in this use and access of resources. And so it is important that all this is brought together. And that is why we are having this participatory process of mapping and identifying these resources so that we get to understand the different players around and within the community.
All right. Yeah. And I love that part, participatory, involving. Everyone is integrated, you are involved.
Yes.
So it's for all of us.
In the past, women have not been included. How important is it that their voices are heard?
Women also play a critical role, and this is why we need to involve them. They are also users of these resources. They know the resources where they are and, the different seasons within which you can also place these resources. And so building on their knowledge also enhances the management of these resources. So they would tell you that, no, we don't want these trees destroyed because we can use them to get our medicine, we can use them to get fruits for our children during these seasons, you see. Then this is information that comes in handy that helps us to define how we are going to use these resources and share the resources amongst the different users. I'll give, for example, a tree could represent different uses to the different users. One may look at it as from a man who has his cattle and his goats and he wants them fed. He looks at it and he sees, well, this is fodder. A woman looks at the same tree and my children need to feed. So this is firewood. See, so these are different, interests that we have around these resources, and hence the need to negotiate and agree on how to manage these resources so that we also get to meet the different interests.
We thought we are less, we cannot do like men, but now we can also work together.
Now, once we've done this map on the ground, we transfer this to a chart. That becomes a permanent record of this process. So from that chart, we'll always be having discussions, because these are a process that is informed by a lot of dialogue and conversation with the community.
Wow, that's fantastic! Now the whole community can benefit from these shared resources.
When you map out shared resources and agree on how to use them, you can then all access water and manage pastures in a way that benefits everyone. Many people keep cows and goats, and the better the pasture means livestock will grow bigger and fetch a better price. And this pasture looks great. Let's join Ken and find out the secret to Reuben's success.
So Reuben,
Yes.
what are you inspecting here?
I'm inspecting my grass, so it is ready for harvest.
Is it ready?
It is ready.
Wow, well, this is great news. Reuben has already started cutting the grass in the next field, and it looks like he's going to get a bumper harvest. Now, the first secret is in the type of the grass used.
Ken, what kind of grass is this?
Suncrass.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Where did you hear about suncrass?
Reconcile.
You seem very happy about this.
Very happy.
Okay.
Yeah. First of all, my animals are not going far. Now, when I cut this one, I belt, and then my animals get, and then that's conserved soil. This place was eroded before.
So it's helping in soil erosion and feeding your animals?
Feeding my animals.
And
also, this one is resistant. It is rot tolerant to the hot area like this hassle areas, not like the others. So it is only when it rains, it regenerates, and it can last over the next 10 to 15 years.
Wow.
And it's very appetizing.
You can see them smiling.
Yeah,
it's very
smiling,
appetizing.
yeah, they appetizing, and the milk production goes
The milk production also go high
yes,
up.
Yes.
The second secret to Reuben's success is his use of fencing. It allows the grass to grow without being eaten by livestock. But it is not a permanent fence, as commonly used to mark private land.
I use the local materials.
So you use the local materials
yes.
that are readily available to
valuable.
be able to fence your land.
Yes.
So what Reuben has done here is very encouraging. These invasive species which they've removed from the bigger rangelands and just use that as natural fencing. And it's also important because you shift these fences sometimes, especially for grazing. It comes handy, but if you put this permanent fence, you'll be doing something else. You'll be coming up with more or less like a ranch.
Without these temporary barriers, livestock can overgraze the land. The grasses won't grow back, and the soil will get ruined. As we can see here in this overgrazed land just a few kilometers outside Reuben's homestead. Instead, Reuben removed the invasive cactus plant and used them as a fence. That's great, as it helps indigenous plants to regrow and provides cover for the soil.
My focus and dream is to see a functional, healthy rangelands in this area. So in other words, more livelihoods opportunities created within the rangelands and in a sustainable manner.
I'm very happy.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Carol,
Yes.
what do you think of this idea of farmers coming together and working as a group on their land?
Tony, you see, there's this saying that says when you come together and work as a group, you can achieve more. So it's a good thing that the community is working together.
Excellent. Don't go away. There's still more to come right after the break.
Welcome back.
To Shamba Shape-Up.
We are in Baringo.
And we are visiting Reuben and Florence.
We have seen how to manage pastures for livestock.
And rangelands can be better managed when women are involved.
But we also want to find out about managing water for livestock.
And making extra money from milk.
Carol,
Yes.
no time to waste.
Let's go back to work.
Let's go back to work.
We have learned how to get more and better pastures. But it's also important that our livestock have clean drinking water. When our livestock drink from common water resources, they often come back with ticks, worms, and other diseases. But I think Reuben has come up with a solution. I'm taking him to meet Richard Budotich from the Baringo County government to find out if we are right.
So Reuben,
Yes.
you've been farming here for a very long time.
Yes.
So have you seen any difference in the climate or the weather pattern?
Temperatures have gone up, and also at times changes in seasons.
Yes. Does it rain a lot sometimes?
Yes, at times it causes flooding, causing erosion.
Richard, what is our farmer Reuben describing here?
Simply that the issues of climate change are real. Climate change is here with us. For example, in terms of droughts, the frequency has turned to be so much. At the same time also, when we have rains, the rains come in a big way, causing a lot of flooding, and in areas where they are bare, where we don't have any vegetation cover, then the soils are washed away. A farmer cannot plant pastures, you cannot plant any crop on this kind of soil. Now, this is the effects actually of erosion. What happened is that when there was flooding, the soils which were around actually were swept away.
So what should farmers do to mitigate that?
If the rains came and the soils were fully covered with the vegetation, this could not have happened. There could have been a case of overstocking. The number of animals which are being kept in this area actually depleted the vegetation.
Reuben, in your Shamba, what are you doing to prevent this kind of soil erosion?
Check dams and also water points to control erosion.
You have a water pan.
I have a water pan.
Can we go see it?
Yes.
Can we go see
Let's
it?
go.
To stop soil erosion, make sure that the soil is always covered with plants. It's also important that you move your livestock from one area to another when they graze, so that plants can regrow for the next season. And now, let's find out about Reuben's water pan.
So this is your water.
Yes. My livestock get water and also same time to control erosion.
Having water within your farm setup means that your animals can be able to access water anytime that they require. And we normally say that you need to give your animals water at what we call ad libitum, that's as much as they require.
Yes.
So when you have it within your farm, then those animals actually will get enough. If you don't have water here, then you have to drive your animals to some distance. As a farmer, you have to waste a lot of time going from here to where you get the water, then bring back the animals. At the same time also, having animals in one place, chances of even getting disease is also high.
For farmers who would like to have a water point like this one in their Shamba, which particular areas in the Shamba should they do this?
Within our farms, you will still find that there are waterways, whereby when it rains, there is a lot of water which passes there. Anytime there is rain, there is a particular place that you will find that possibly there is a depression or something like that. And these are some of the areas that we need to locate our water pans.
Yes.
And at the same time, the same water which causes a lot of erosion in these areas. So when we do this, it is part of also controlling soil erosion.
Have you had a problem with siltation?
Yes.
What do you do? What do you normally do? You take it out, you drain it? And
Yeah, I used to silt it by using
Manual.
local tools, manual.
Can you explain a bit about what farmers can do to avoid siltation?
So the first thing that we recommend is that the farmers need to put up check dams. These check dams actually, what will happen is they will be able to collect the silt, so that whatever it reaches here has got a minimum amount of silt. When you have 4 or 5 animals, you can be sure that you are safe with this kind of facility.
So you're saying that a farmer should have a certain number of animals that he can be able to take care of?
Yeah, in both in terms of pasture and water. Yeah.
Is that what you have done?
Yes, I've done.
Yes.
I will try to improve the one I have.
You want quality?
Yeah, quality.
Good.
Because the products that I'll get from those animals higher.
Yes.
Give me higher income.
So the lesson here is that a smaller number of well-fed and well-watered cattle can give more milk and fetch a higher price than a large number of poorly managed cattle.
So as we go for the quality, for those farmers who have gone to the next stage of upgrading the animals alongside doing initiatives like this, having water and pastures, it therefore means that they'll get more milk. For the farmers actually to maximize on that, they need to value add that milk. You can do simple value addition. You can ferment the milk into what we call mursik in our language. That's actually fermented milk.
You do. Your wife does that,
Yeah,
doesn't she?
she does.
Once you have processed this milk into fermented milk, you have extended
The life.
the life of that milk. At the same time, you have added value.
Next, we have just the right person to help Florence expand her music business. But first, the weather forecast.
Hello and welcome to the Shamba Shape-Up Farming News for Kenya. In the coming week, we expect very little rain across Kenya, except in the coastal, western and Nyanza regions. Northeastern, upper eastern and lower eastern will get no rain. From Turkana spanning across Marsabit, Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, Isiolo, Machakos, Kitui and Makueni. Some parts of Garissa, Tana River and Taita Taveta will see little to moderate rainfall ranging from 15 to 50 millimeters. Most parts of the coastal region expect little to moderate rainfall ranging from 15 to 75 millimeters. This includes Lamu, Kilifi, Mombasa and Kwale. Mount Kenya region and central Kenya counties will receive no rain or very little rain of less than 5 millimeters. This includes Meru, Tharaka, Embu, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Murang'a, Kirinyaga and Kiambu. Nairobi will see no rainfall. The Rift Valley will have little to moderate amount of rainfall. Samburu, West Pokot and Kajiado will get very little rain ranging from 5 to 15 millimeters. Some parts of Trans Nzoia, Uasin Gishu, Nakuru, Bomet and Narok expect moderate rainfall of up to 50 millimeters. Western region counties such as Bungoma, Kakamega and Vihiga will receive little to moderate rainfall ranging from 15 to 50 millimeters. Finally, the Nyanza region, including Siaya, Homa Bay and Kisii, will see little to moderate rainfall ranging from 5 to 25 millimeters. Farmers, continue to mulch your farm as much as possible to help the soil retain moisture as rainfall is low in most areas. Repair all broken openings in chicken house and cow shed to keep them in good condition this cold season. This way, you'll have prevented your livestock from developing cold-related diseases such as pneumonia, which is common in cows, and chronic respiratory diseases in poultry. For more tips and farming advice, get in touch with Shamba on 0711 082 606. I am Brenda. See you next week on the Shamba Shape-Up Farming News for Kenya.
My last job today is to see how I can help Florence with her business of selling murzik.
My goodness! Florence!
Yeah.
What is happening here? You've brought your office here.
I'm demonstrating my business here. I want to expand my mursik business.
What is mursik?
Mursik is fermented milk.
Tell me about it.
I have so many customers. They are buying. In fact, this one, it got finished just in one day. Even 10 liters, even 20 liters, it got finished in one day. But I'm thinking of expanding this business of mine after even preparing my own yogurt.
You have a lot of customers. If 20 liters can get finished in one day, that's good business. What is stopping you from getting there?
I don't have enough milk for now. And then I also don't have the machines to preserve or to prepare the yogurt.
All right. So we might just have a solution for you.
Hey, thank you. Welcome.
Just give me a minute.
You have come at the right time, Carol.
All right.
Now, this is exactly what Tony was talking about. Value addition. With climate change, farmers need to find new ways to preserve their produce and get a better price. This is why we've asked Albert Bundi, a finance expert, to come and explain how finance can help farmers such as Florence grow their business.
So is value addition very important in a farm?
Value addition is very important because, one, if you do value addition, you can increase the shelf life of the farm produce. Then two, you can also increase the value, the price. Most farmers are selling raw milk, and the raw milk, the prices in the market is usually low. Sometimes the competition is also very high. So you normally find they don't get enough in the market. Remember, the raw milk is around 35 shillings in a liter. But when you make muruziki or when you make yogurt, I have a liter, that is 500 ml, will go for 100 shillings. So which means you will get a better price in the market than when you are selling raw.
So, this is great. Value addition can increase profits. But what does Florence want to help her grow the business further?
If I could get a small loan to buy an improved breed to increase the yield, the milk yield.
We provide financing for dairy cows, for those customers who want to upgrade their farm. Good breeds, which can be able to do what? Increase the production at the farm. Apart from financing, the dairy cow that I will be giving Florence, I will also make sure that they are also insured. These are living animals. So which means I need to ensure that Florence is covered during the time of loan, that in case the cow dies, Florence will not struggle paying the loan. Then the insurance comes in and supports her, and then she can be able to continue the production of the farm.
Will you really give me your loan because my farm is very small?
We understand the challenges of smallholder farmers in Kenya. You find most farmers, they don't have what they can stand in for the loan. But for us, what we can do, once I give you the cow itself is become the part of the security. And once I've also put that insurance, as the bank, we are covered. And then you also open an account with us, and then we can be able to do what? Give you a loan, and then you can be able to service every month from the farm produce that you're going to get from the cow.
Okay, another question is, are you going to give me grazing period when I started this business, or when you give me your loan?
In dairy farming or in agriculture, the grace period is also very important. For dairy cows, I will give you a grace period. We normally encourage customers to get cows which are in calf because we understand the challenges for cows which may not be having good fertility. I can give you a grace period of 2 months, and then you can be able to service the loan.
Florence, so you see your dream is achievable?
Actually, I want to beat the market, even the world market, not only the Kenyan market.
That is a big dream, and we are ready to move with you to see you succeeding.
It's about time we tasted the mursik, don't you think?
Okay. Welcome, welcome. Here it is.
Okay.
You are going to taste right now.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
It looks good.
It's very
Wow.
good. Wow.
Ah. Okay. So cheers to new beginnings and success.
Cheers. For this milk, the mursik or the yogurt, even I have the name in my mind, I'll do it. I'm thinking to call Tandui's farm.
I would like that one, especially those one in Baringo County and all over Kenya, that people to have to take the perception that in a dry area, as an area, I think nothing can be done, but it is possible. If they go to any training, they need to implement, and then they will progress and they will get it done.
And I hope that even one time you will come again and see the better I will have gone, because I'm sure you will not meet me the same even after 2 years.